And we have before us a bill today that is a purported compromise. I don't want to describe who it's a compromise for. It's a compromise for the politicians. It's not a compromise for the American people. Because what it really does is increase spending and increase taxes. It's my contention that we don't have a problem getting along. It's my contention that we get along way too well. We get along way too well, otherwise we wouldn't have a $17.7 trillion debt. We wouldn't have $124 trillion in unfunded liabilities, and we wouldn't have debt per person in this country, which is now at $57,000 per person, and unfunded liabilities that's over $1 million per household, not including that debt repayment. Now, how did we do that? We had to agree to do that. Both parties had to agree to do that. The president had to sign it. So my contention is we get along way too well when it comes to ruining the financial future of our country. And my main criticism, I don't criticize compromise. I criticize compromise that ignores the facts of our financial situation. And as a group of politicians, the people in Washington care much more about their careers. By their actions, it is proven, than they do about the long-term fiscal health of this country. And that applies to both parties. I mean, we really do have a 6% approval rating, right? I mean, that's true. I think we've earned it. And this bill, I believe, proves it. Because we did exactly the opposite of what the American people would like to see us do. We solved our problem as politicians, but we made their problem worse. And we didn't fix the things that are obvious to fix. The Pentagon ordered, at the insistence of us, by the way, some airplanes for Afghanistan. Guess what we've done? We've taken delivery here, and we've sent them straight to the Arizona desert. Just $422 million worth of them. And oh, by the way, the ones that we did go to Afghanistan, we're going to cut up, destroy. We're not going to send them to Africa for relief missions. We're not going to send them somewhere else. We're going to cut them into pieces. Another $200 million worth of airplane. And oh, by the way, because the Afghan Air Force wants the same thing America has, we've already given them 2 C-130Hs, and we're going to give them 2 more. That's another $400 million. So what we've done through poor management is waste almost $700 million on one item. $978,000 to study romance novels. Here's another one. How about $400,000 to Yale University by the National Science Foundation to actually study whether people who align with the Tea Party have the cognitive capability in terms of science? Well, guess what? We spent that money, and the professor got the biggest surprise of his life. Here's what the study says, is people who are aligned with the Tea Party have far exceptional cognitive abilities when it comes to science, math, and financial aptitude. Totally surprised the professor, because the whole purpose was to undermine people who are constitutional conservatives. There's no oversight here. There's no aggressiveness in terms of controlling the cost, and our default position is the agreement of this budget bill that doesn't address any of those problems. The American people are going to be asking questions about why we get along so well. It's not the political story that Washington spins out of conflict and partisan bickering, because the facts don't lie. We get along way too well. And we're going to get along so well, we're going to pass another bill that solves the problem for us as politicians, but in fact actually hurts the American people. I'm not going to be a part of that. And I'm going to keep yelling from the canyons and from the mountaintops that until we start doing what we're supposed to do, this isn't going to change.